Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and touch on the top 5 longest lasting Creed fragrances. Now this video was suggested to me by a bunch of subscribers and recently another subscriber reminded me that I promised to kind of do this. I meant to do it a long time ago, but I'm just kind of getting now onto it just because I've been so busy in the past year basically. So here is the video. Now the reason why this video is requested I can kind of get. Creed, for those of you who don't know, is a high-end house. They're really good at making fresh scents and fragrances that, you know, do really well in the summer and just have a really light feel to them. But despite that, one of their biggest criticisms is the fact that their fragrances don't last long. That said, even though that probably is a justified criticism, there are fragrances that they have that last a good amount of time. And I'm going to go ahead and list off to you the top 5 fragrances that last the longest on my skin. Now, just reiteration, that's just the lasting of the longest that I'm actually talking about. I'm not talking about the best smelling or anything like that. This is just strictly based on performance. I'm going to rank them from 5 to 1. Let's go ahead and get started. Now the first fragrance on the list is an oldie but goodie. It is Green Irish Tweed. Green Irish Tweed coming in at number 5 is a fresh scent. It is, you know, effervescent almost. It is, you know, reminding me of the Irish countryside. Fantastic fragrance all around, and it's the 5th best performing fragrance on my list that, you know, works for me. All right, Green Irish Tweed. Coming in at number 4 is a fragrance that I actually don't have in my collection from the House of Creed. It is Original Santal. Now I have for the longest time had a big decant of Original Santal. I've since gotten rid of it. Original Santal has never really been my favorite of the Creeds and it's the reason why I actually don't have it in my collection. But there are other similar scents to this fragrance that have since grown on me, which is making me take a look at Original Santal again. The scents that it kind of reminds me of are Yup, I still don't like that fragrance, or Jupe for those of you who don't know. And the other scent is from the House of Mont Blanc. We're talking about Individual, and Individual I really like. And so I kind of want to revisit that, but in terms of performance, Original Santal was always up there and still had good performance despite what it was. Number 3 on the list is one that I use quite frequently for upscale occasions, and that is Creed's Royal Oud. Now, Royal Oud was really Creed's, you know, major take on what would happen if you took a fresh, you know, the fresh DNA of Creed and mixed it with oud at the time of the oud craze, if you will. And that's what you got here. You got a really fresh, long-lasting, really sophisticated oud. So, you know, this is the 3rd best performing fragrance from the House of Creed for me. Now the 2nd best performing Creed fragrance, many of you may think it's the first one, but for me it's the 2nd best, and that is Creed's Aventus. Aventus is you know, one of the reasons why Aventus is so popular is not just because of its scent, but it also has the performance that kind of goes along with it. I have walked into a room with other fragrance aficionados and they have immediately known that I'm wearing Creed. Even though I only, you know, sprayed like 2 or 3 sprays on me, they knew that I'm wearing Aventus right off the bat. And you know, they would often comment on it, and it's one that lasts a good amount of time. I've had this last, you know, well past the full day, obviously, but we're talking about more you wake up and you're still smelling like Aventus type thing. So Aventus has got that power. It's at number 2. And the strongest Creed fragrance that you're probably gonna find that I have you know, come across at least is Tabarome. Now, this is the Millésime version. I'm not actually talking about the Millésime version of Tabarome. I'm actually talking about the vintage version of Tabarome. I had a small decant of the vintage version for the longest time, and that one is a beast. It's a vintage type of a fragrance. So we're talking about this thing lasting well over 24 hours. You spray it on your clothes, you're gonna come back up months later and still smell this thing on your clothes. It's really a powerhouse, and I'm just using this for visuals, but it's Tabarome, the vintage version that we're talking about. And that is probably the strongest Creed that I have ever come across to this day so far. You know, but that's pretty much it. I will say this, I'm not counting the female versions of Creed fragrances. I'm really only talking about the male versions of Creed, because I just realized there's some like I think it's what, Love and Black or something like that, that are also pretty strong, but I'm really only talking about the fragrances that are more geared for men. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what the strongest Creed fragrances are for you. I'm always curious just to see, you know, what everyone else's kind of opinion is on it, and as well as how well it performs on other skin. All right, thank you guys, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.